But if you do get into something now, you got to ask yourself, will this still be valuable? Will this still hold value even if there's a recession or a depression? Will this be okay even if we have a high unemployment rate? Like, there are certain properties that have a lot of value during that time. Lower priced residential properties can actually grow during that time. Money can be complicated. Let a nerd help you. We're here to demystify the complex nature of money by getting you answers from financial nerds and whiz kids. Welcome to Ask the Money Nerds, a weekly segment of the Wealth Labs podcast where we answer your most pressing money questions. In 2008 to 2010, people lost tons of money in real estate. But immediately after, a select few made a fortune. There's another opportunity coming again. You going to be ready? Can you capitalize? What can you do to prepare right now, and what ideas will be most profitable and which will have the most risk? That's what we're going to discuss today, Stolba.
I think it's a great question to discuss.
I knew that you were going to laugh when I looked over at you. I could feel it. You know.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we're always looking for lightheartedness, right? Okay. This is the question that I'm considering. Are you going to be ready to capitalize?
Yeah.
Do you think that generates a lot of fear? You know, like, I don't think I'm ready. I'm not financially stable. I can't take care of these, or I can't pounce on these opportunities, or the wealth transfer's coming and I don't have the funds or the capacity to engage. And so I'm going to be left behind because only a certain percentage
I don't really care if I'm left behind. I mean, I feel like I'm ready, but it's not going to be life or death.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
I'm sitting in cash. It's inconvenient that they're adding all this money because I just want to continue to do what I do and not have to be taking the extra time for these other things, but it's going to require some extra time.
Yeah. I guess my advice is don't let fear creep in, people.
Right.
It's easy to feel like you're going to be left behind or that you're not in the right place. And so things are not going to be good for you. But
what do you think is worse, fear or anger?
Fear.
I think anger is really bad right now.
Yeah. Well, I think people are angry, and that's
if anger or fear leads to action in a productive way.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes anger just circulates and gets worse and there's no outlet for it.
Yeah, I see fear is crippling, anger is divisive, and neither one are great.
Cool.
So how do you... Anyway, this is not a podcast on emotions, right?
Well, it was just
I think that's great. Yeah, that's good. So, all right.
If you heard a voice, that was Roman in the background.
Yeah, Roman's our hype team today. Okay, so Eric...
Phoenix is just laying down, not even moving whatsoever, so he's not really a hype team.
Yeah, Phoenix is our mascot. Wealth Labs podcast, Ask the Money Nerds mascot.
He's tap danced in here a few times while we're doing the podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eric is a Chicago firefighter and an Army veteran, and here's his question for us to discuss.
So he's kind of a badass is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. During the 2008 crash, I foreclosed on my condo because I wasn't smart enough to have investment properties. I just had my condo and my car and worked to pay those things monthly. So when disaster struck, I was one of the victims. I also remember the amazing real estate deals that came in the years following. Homes that are now worth $450,000 to $500,000 that were foreclosed on were up for grabs at $120,000 cash. Having that foreclosure on my record and no liquid savings, I wasn't able to take advantage of those opportunities, and I vowed to myself, never again. Fast forward to now. We have a house and an investment property. Our investment property brings in more than double what the mortgage is on a monthly basis.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
Sweet. It is self-sufficient and runs on its own bank account and LLC. We have about $110,000 in cash. Both my wife and I, and my credit scores are over 800. Wow, that's incredible.
Good. Especially coming off of a foreclosure and everything.
We have a contractor available if we need him. We are approved for a loan at 15% down, up to $550,000, and have a hard money loan approved for $500,000. This time I am ready for the crash that may be coming. My question is, should I be waiting until it gets bad out there like 2008 to buy a property at a good deal, or should I be looking now? Should I go the direction of buy and hold or flip? So we're going to pause there. Can we first address this? We've hard money lending loan.
Yeah, hard money loan is a really short-term bridge loan. So before you get long-term bank financing, let's say that you find a deal that you need to close on in the next few days, you can get that money. You have to pay points up front. and a high percentage because they're just giving you a very short-term loan.
Okay. What do you mean by pay points up front?
Points up front would be, let's say you got a $100,000 loan. They might say it's $5,000 up front to get this loan. 5 points, 5%.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's
just educating you left and right here.
Yes,
Stolba.
I love it. So let's go into the next question then. What should he be doing? Should he wait until it gets bad?
No.
Okay.
I would start now, but be really picky. Be very particular. There's always deals out there, and just creating those relationships and having that deal flow and really investigating and seeing, you're going to have a better pulse on the market when it does start to turn. Now, if you have something that's really profitable, he's got a property right now paying 2 to 1 in cash flow versus what his payment is. If you found one of those now, why wait? If you can make money on the buy, meaning you get it at a deep discount because someone's in a distressed situation that you can bail them out of, so that now you have it profitable from day one. Number 2, it's already got good cash flow, or you could create good cash flow with the knowledge that you bring to it, right? Like I knew someone that used to buy apartment complexes, and then they would convert those apartments into individual condos so they could sell the condos for more because people wanted to own the apartment. So that's a way of adding value. Or I knew another guy that his mom was in a nursing care facility. He didn't like it, so he said, I'm just going to go build a development where everybody can have their own home, but we have a centralized place that can kind of monitor and support all those people so they have their own individual homes. That's adding more value, which isn't just real estate. And then distress could be someone's just, they don't feel comfortable with the payments they have right now. They're worried about their job. They've struggled during COVID. And if someone could come take that over or buy that out right now, maybe there was equity in there, but they're willing to walk away if they could get out of it quickly. That's actually a winning strategy for both places. So on the fix and flip, I'd be really careful. It's great that he's got contractors. Fix and flip, you're simply going in, finding a property. You know, if you fix it up, you could sell it for more.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not a long-term hold. There's people using software these days, looking at deal flow all the time, that have their team. So it's a very competitive market.
Yeah.
And if you make mistakes during a tumultuous time, it could be
pretty
extra expensive. So I'd be careful. I'm not saying not to do it. I'd say just do everything you can to manage your risk. And we just have a Forbes article coming out with 10 things to look for when it comes to real estate. Do you know the title of that last article I edited yesterday that you sent my way? It's like the 4 assets that'll make you rich or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
something along those lines.
Yeah, so there's 10 points, and there's actually a video on our YouTube that talks about like 15 points of what you got to look for when it comes to real estate. So I think just mitigating the risk, but why wait? Now, because he's got cash available, because he's made really good choices between the last recession and this.
Yeah, he seems like he's in a really good position.
Like, there's no reason to rush. Make the deal make sense. Yes, if you wait, there are going to be even better deals. But if you do get into something now, you got to ask yourself, will this still be valuable? Will this still hold value even if there's a recession or a depression? Will this be okay even if we have a high unemployment rate? Like, there are certain properties that have a lot of value during that time. Lower priced residential properties can actually grow during that time, where it's the higher end markets that usually are like second homes or, you know, much more expensive jumbo loan type properties that we see take kind of a bigger hit during that time.
Yeah, that makes sense because people are going to be looking for more affordable housing.
Right.
Yeah.
And like just a couple things, like having the cash on hand is great. Don't over leverage, right? Make sure you have additional exit strategies. So let's say you get a property and the market changes. Well, I had that happen, and I lease optioned some of the properties where I found another investor that wanted to take care of it, had deferred maintenance for these 3 properties. It was in an area that I didn't particularly think was going to appreciate in value, but they said, no, this is an area I know. So I'm the bank for them. They pay me a little bit per month above what I owe, you know, what I have to pay. And then they get all the additional cash flow from the renters. I've seen other people go in, and we've had clients at Wealth Factory use Airbnb strategies so they can actually have more turnover, but they get much better pricing because of that. So look at these things. I've even done where you do like round robin auctions where you take a home, offer it for a really low amount, but they have to come look at it and make a bid. Then you have people bid, and then you sell or finance that. So you're controlling the terms to make sure you're profitable. So just make sure you have really, really good exit strategies. That's a big part of this.
Yeah, it's a good reminder to think about the outcome, the end, as you're entering into a new deal.
So I have an awesome resource or tool for this. And, you know, just give us your email in exchange for it. It's wealthfactory.com/scorecard. It's 10 due diligence questions to figure out if an investment's right for you, if it's aligned with your investor DNA. I think that would be extraordinarily valuable to determine on the fix and flip or the long-term holds, or if now's a good time versus later. The key is get in the game, improve your skills, continue to invest in your education so that you can mitigate and manage the risk and improve your cash flow. Anything else from you?
I don't think so. Not today.
All right. Turn your
This is all
thoughts
you.
into profits and build the life you love.